We've got too much. We have all we need. We don't need any more. Can you imagine? I'd love to stand up and say, you know what, folks? Don't give any more. We have the annual budget by mail. We are good. Thank you. Amen. I would love to say that. I'm not. But I would love to. But that's what Moses says in essence. He says, we have all that we need. Stop giving. When was the last time you had so much that you had to say, stop? Stop giving me. You fill in the blank. The problem is almost unimaginable. It seems today all we need is more and more and more and more. The people of Israel were so moved by the needs for God's tabernacle. And were giving so much that there simply was too much. And the artisans had to tell Moses, tell the people to stop. We've got everything we need. Talk about an abundance. God talks to us about that same kind of abundance. In Malachi chapter 3, he says, bring all the tithes into the storehouse, that there may be food in my house. And try me now in this, says the Lord of hosts, if I will not open for you the windows of heaven and pour out for you such blessing that there will not be room enough to receive it. God says, I want to pour blessings out on you so much you can't handle it. Doesn't that sound good, friends? Oh, you guys must be too content. Nobody wants that, huh? Doesn't this sound amazing? God wants to pour out so many blessings on us, we can't handle it. That's crazy. It seems like in this life we always need more. But God says, I will bless you so much you can't handle it. The blessings are just going to spill over. Isn't that great? Because when those blessings spill over into our life and we can't handle it anymore, what happens to them? They spill out to others. We have to give. It's like we can't give fast enough. Right? It gives us reason for pause, doesn't it? So Moses came to the people with the plan from God for the tabernacle. He told them what was needed to build this place for God to dwell in their midst. He asked them to provide for those needs, and the people did. Finally, we read in verses 6 and 7. So Moses gave a commandment, and they caused it to be proclaimed throughout the camp, saying, let neither man nor woman do any more work for the offering of the sanctuary. And the people were restrained from bringing, for the material that they had, was sufficient for all the work to be done. Indeed, too much. Moses says, stop. Stop, don't bring any more. In fact, if I see you walking this way with anything, I'm going to send you home. We got too much. Stop bringing the gifts for the temple. Isn't that crazy? Have you ever recognized the blessings that God has given to you? Have you ever thought and contemplated what God has given you? Have you really taken account of how the Lord has blessed? Have you identified those things in your life that are more than you need, more than you deserve, more than you want? Do you have peace, patience, joy, and love in your heart? If you haven't taken the time, or you're missing some of these blessings, I challenge you today to take time, take account of what God has given you. And if you recognize that the blessings in your life seem to be lacking, if you don't have that abundance, that spill over in your life, I want to encourage you to evaluate your relationship with the giver of those good gifts. Because we saw in Malachi, he wants to do it. He will do it. So if it's not happening in your life, there's something wrong. Are you spending time with your Creator? As much time as you would with your best friend? Are you doing what he has asked you to do? Are you faithfully giving to him your tithe? Are you joyfully giving him your offerings out of your desire to give back to him? Not out of compulsion or somebody saying, oh, we're lacking money or we need money for this or that. Are you doing because of the joy that he's given to you, for the blessing that he's given to you? You give out of your abundance. I want to encourage you this morning to commit this week to give more. You may say, how can I do that? I'm already giving so much. Friends, I want to encourage you to give more. You cannot outgive God. Give more of your time to helping others. It may be kids at school. Now, I know school is letting out, but there's still kids that need your time. Maybe it's your neighbor who needs a lawn mowed. Maybe the young person next door whose parents are splitting up. I want to encourage you to give more of your talents. Spend some time volunteering, using the gifts that God has given you to bless others. Maybe teaching computer skills to refugees. Maybe teaching financial principles to those struggling with their own personal finances. Maybe helping a young person who's challenged with reading, math, or science over the summer because maybe they're not going to class, but maybe they're struggling to keep up, and maybe they need some of that tutoring, and maybe that's your specialty. I want to encourage you to give more of your resources. Look for opportunities to bless others with the finances the Lord has blessed you with. Now, I realize that some of us are not blessed with an abundance of finances. And God does that for a reason, you know. If God gave me a lot of money, I probably wouldn't use it very wisely. Maybe the same is true of you. But maybe God has blessed you with finances. Maybe that is how God has blessed you. It is your responsibility to use those for His glory. I want you to look for opportunities to bless others with those resources. Maybe in a little thing you can do is pay for the person behind you in line at the drive-thru, whether it's Taco Bell, McDonald's, Starbucks, wherever it is that you go in the drive-thru line. Pay for somebody behind you. I don't know if you've had that done for you. I haven't yet. But I've had the opportunity to do that. And you drive away feeling good. Because I have blessed someone else. I don't know what they're going through. I don't know how terrible a day it's been. I don't know what their bank account looks like. I don't know what's going on in their life. But I know that God has blessed me. And I'm happy to pay $8 for the person behind me. It's not a big deal.